Happy Freya Day. It's Friday, which means Freya Day, special day 0404, the 4th of April. Actually, the 1st of April signifies the new year, it's a new time. So the 404, of course, the 4, important number in numerology. If you, of course, also put the 0404, that's a number 8. If you want to know more about numerology, then please let me know. I know someone who's really good at it, so she can definitely help you further. But therefore today on 0404 I did another rune reading, because this is a sign that perhaps we need to make changes in our life, to redirect our course, because we are constantly moving through new kind of cycles within ourself, within our emotions, nature, spirituality, and how that of course is going to reflect in our outside world. So the rune reading that I got, it was starting off with an Tiwas. Tiwas, once again, connected with the Norse god Tyr, which was the warrior who fight against justice. And he had a focus. That's really what it represents. Now the second one, I really had to question myself, like, what is going on? Does it really has to do with me, or is this a collective message? Because the second message that I got was that of Isa. And I've been pulling this rune for week after week after week, so maybe it has to do with my own soul's journey. But that is like, maybe we are focused on something that is causing further stagnation within our soul's journey and evolution, where we can feel somewhat stuck and frozen in time. Of course, this can also be an important part of moving through a deeper initiation in ourselves, where we are being tested on our resilience, both on a mental, emotional and spiritual level, and that sometimes is what we needed to move on. Now the third rune that I got was that of Hagalas. Hagalas represents the element of hail. Okay, hail and hailstorm, think about massive ice clumps pouring down from a massive thunderstorm, whatever, and it can completely destroy fertile farmlands. Okay, now that is of course also sometimes needed when destruction is needed in order for us to create something new. But then finishing off a reversed Rido. Rido, a normal upright one, means the rider. The rider who is connected with his horse, with his companion. The horse is making a sense of protection together with his rider. The rider is venturing out into unknown territory. Now when you get a reverse one, that could be a sign that we are on a path that we must take a redirection. So I ask myself, so what does that mean, you know? And Tiwas, a focus on Isa, stagnation, focused on destruction, and then the reversed Rido, which means we must redirect course. And that ends, make changes in our life. Go into a different direction. Could be with our work, career, relationships. It could mean is that part of our relationships is ending when there's no longer any coherence, for example. And ask myself if that's really the case for me, or what is really happening. I ask myself, maybe this could be the case that we are focused on the negative, focused on something that is only leading to stagnation and destruction, and we must redirect the course. And that's also really the 0404. It is an energy portal. And this energy portal is there to invite us to create a new kind of balance and harmony within ourselves, a new kind of stability within ourselves. So when we have been focused on our fears and stresses and scarcity consciousness, then that is what we have been getting. And this has been the case for me personally as well. The frustration and the anger and the fighting against the injustice. And that we are using our anger, our warrior spirits, for the wrong kind of reasons. Kicking against the system. for example. I'm really good at that, kicking against injustice. And that is, of course, draining our energy. It is not creating anything fertile. It is only causing more frustration. Okay, fighting against the injustice, you know. And this also has been the case for me as well, where I wanted to get tested with a regulated healthcare organization on my ADHD. I got like 2 meetings, 2 conversations. The third one, they said, we're going to close your file and maybe you can put yourself on a waiting list and maybe over several months we can help you, but right now we don't feel like helping you. Yet I was getting a bill of over 800 euros. So can you imagine how fed up I was? And of course I've been frustrated and everything and spitting on this whole freaking organization, which of course has been draining my bank accounts until rock bottom. And yeah, this is kind of really what it signifies. Wrong kind of path. Make a redirection on focusing something new, of where we really want to put our energy, where do we want to put our focus, how can we be more in tune with our creativity, inspirations and our psychic abilities, for example. So that is really what we must do, redirect a course. That's the message for now. Like, in which kind of area in our life do we want to see changes, okay? And how can we redirect that kind of energy to create something fertile? And we must, of course, sometimes also use the fighter spirit, the warrior kind of spirit, that is constantly pushing ourselves, building the resistance, the fighter spirit to move through this stagnation. Of course it plays a massive toll on our energy levels, and it's creating a lot of destruction as well. And then we come to the conclusion, wait a minute, I must take a different course in my life. So that is really the message that I want to give to you. Of course, this is like an insight in our soul's journey. And if you want to have a more personalized insights within your own journey, where you are at, what is going on, what it is that you need to focus on, and all of that, then please let me know and I can give you a more personalized reading together, of course, also with a healing session that goes along with it to further integrate these new type of energies. Anyway, if you've got any further questions, please let me know. Simply drop a comment below and I see you on one of my next videos. Take care for now.